Hey, so the 2022 Apple event is quickly approaching, and in this video I'll discuss what's going to be expected from it. So the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro, this time there's not going to be a 13 mini or a 14 mini. Instead, there's going to be a 14 Max, so a cheaper, larger phone. And only the Pro models are going to get new chips, and only the Pro models are going to get the new hole punch and possibly a better design. And this is just Apple trying to differentiate the two iPhone lineups more so that they can more comfortably charge the extra 100 or 200 US dollars between the regular and Pros. So the consequences of this is that the regular 14 is going to have the same chip as the 13. So people that have been waiting so long to get this new phone are going to have the same chip and probably the same amount of updates as the 13. The amount of updates you get is often dependent on the chip that the phone has. So as the 13 and 14 get older, eventually they won't get any more new updates. And so they're probably going to age out at the same time. So the next thing that we're going to see is probably the M2 iPad Pro. And this is just the yearly refresh that they do since like 2017. And this year, probably the only change is going to be switching M1 with M2 and getting slight graphical performance increases and very slight CPU increases. We're also going to see a few kind of boring things like Apple TV 4K, a second generation AirPods Pro, which are probably going to be mostly the same. And we're also going to see the new 10th generation base iPad, which is going to have a 10.5-inch display. It's going to have flat edges and a newer design, and it's possibly going to have USB-C. Other leaks say that there's going to be Touch ID in the side buttons, which means there may be a base model iPad without the thick bezels and the home button. Another thing we're going to see is the M2 Mac Mini, which again, it's just like the M2 iPad Pro, a yearly refresh, or actually 2-year refresh. But there shouldn't be anything new there, it's just swapping the M1 with M2. And the only main difference with that is that you're going to get obviously the CPU and GPU benefits, but also going to have up to 24 gigs of RAM instead of 16, which is good for people that do video editing or other more intensive stuff on the Mac Mini. We're also going to see the Apple Watch Series 8, which is going to have a temperature sensor so it can measure your body temperature. And there's also going to be a Series 8 Pro, which is going to have a major redesign for the first time since many years of having the same design. The last thing that we may possibly see is a new Mac Pro, which is probably not going to happen in this event. Apple is going to have 2 or 3 events, including the September event, by the end of the year, so it's probably going to come out in one of the other events, but we are expecting a Mac Pro with Apple Silicon, and it should be, according to leaks, it's going to be 4 M1 Ultra chips, which is going to be absolutely insane. A lot of people are very excited for that, and I'll leave links to articles in the description in case you want to check those out. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.